Hey everybody, so back in January I did a currently reading video, and you know what? People really seem to like it. They like to hear what I think about books as I'm reading them. So today I'm here for part 2 of my currently reading videos, 3 new books that I am in the middle of, and you know what? I can't wait to tell you all about them. So let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, you're healthy, you're safe, and of course, I hope you're reading an amazing book or 2 or 3 or 4. The weather is still chilly and sunny. I cannot complain really. I think we have some rain coming, but I'm going to enjoy it while it happens. I am currently just back from a work trip, which I always enjoy a little bit because I get to read undisturbed for quite some time, so really can't complain about that either. And I have 3 books that I'm reading right now that I am really enjoying, and I want to tell you all about. So get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, I encourage you to please get these books from your local independent bookstore. All of these books are out, so you can get your hands on every book I'm going to talk about today. Or if you're a library user, get your library to get you a copy as soon as possible. Okay, so 3 new books that I am currently reading, and the first I'm going to tell you about is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. N.K. Jemisin needs no introduction, right? I mean, she's won the Hugo Award 4 times. Her series, I can never remember the name of the series. It's like the... let me get it for you before I speak. It is the Broken Earth series, the 5th season, the Obelisk Gate, and the Stone Sky. Each of those books won the Hugo for Best Book of the Year. So this is a new trilogy, I believe. I know book 1 and book 2 are out. I think a book 3 is on its way. And I'm really enjoying this one. So this is basically a book about New York City. And the way the book explains it is that every city has a soul, and there are issues sometimes where that soul can be destructive and do things to the city. And New York has 6 souls, and all 6 will be called together to fight against something that is coming into this battle. Okay, so that is the premise of the book. Basically, at the beginning of it, we sort of get these introductions to these different characters. I will say, and this is how I feel about most N.K. Jemisin books, is that it takes a minute to get what's going on. Sometimes it is a little bit, so she's building up to something and you are going to struggle a little bit to put all the pieces together, but I have learned to trust her in that I know by the end of the book it will all sort of make sense. What I will say is the part that I have just finished, this man arrives to New York City. He thinks he's going to college, but he's sort of forgotten everything, and it turns out that he can see like this different version, this different reality of New York City. And then he winds up getting involved in destroying this beast that only he and one other person can seem to see. It was heart racing. I definitely was bought in. I still don't know completely how the whole book comes together, so I'm excited to continue this journey. She just has a way of writing that is very compulsive. Like, you just want to devour her words. And I do think, for me personally, as a person that takes a minute to kind of get into world building, I slow myself down, but I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to see what happens next. So that's The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This is out from Orbit. You can get your hands on it. This one's in paperback. I just bought this for myself. And the second one is out in hardback as we speak. Okay, this book was actually sent to me by St. Martin's Press, and it just came out, and it is a read with Jenna pick, so probably doesn't need me to talk about it too much. But, oh, hold on, I'm going to help this. It's Maame. This is Maame by Jessica George, again, out from St. Martin's Press. And this is about a young, a young woman. I'm trying to figure out how I want to explain this without giving away something, but it's about a young woman who is, her parents immigrated to the UK from Ghana, and her mother is currently sort of back in Ghana running a hotel left to her by her father, and she is taking care of her father, who is ill. I believe he has Parkinson's, and he is just, his every day becomes tougher and tougher. And she's like 25 years old. Maame is devoted to sort of taking care of her father in so much as that she's sort of forgetting to live life. She has a job as an assistant to a woman who sort of is not not able to do the job that she has. Her boss is struggling and just keeps blaming Maame for everything. And she winds up losing her job. Her mom winds up returning, and she decides that she's going to move out. She moves into a new flat with 2 new roommates, and she's going to just restart life. And that's where I am in this book. I'm like 100 pages in, I think. So she's just sort of re-beginning that rebirth. She orders new clothes, and she loses her job, so she winds up going to try to find another job in the publishing world, which is where she wants to be. And she's just going to reinvent herself. I can't wait. This book just is really now, if that makes sense. It just reads very, I don't know what the word is. I'm devouring sort of this life. I feel for the character. In just the first 100 pages, you understand where she's coming from. She's really not experienced anything like having a significant relationship. She's never really gone out of her way to experience life. And now she wants to change that. And I'm really, really enjoying it. I love the tone of it. I love the language being used. And it just feels very current. It just does. It feels like a now book. And so that's Maame by Jessica George. This is out from St. Martin's Press. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So thank you very much, St. Martin's Press, for sending that one to me. The next book is weird because it was all the rage in the UK when it won the International Booker, but it just recently came out in the United States. So we just got our version of Tomb of Sand by Geetanjali, Shree, translated by Daisy Rockwell. And again, this won the International Booker Prize, and this is really the story of 2 women, a mother and a daughter. And here's what I'll say. I'm not very far in this book. How far am I? I'm like 70 pages in. But this book is poetry in motion. So the plot itself is slow going. Really not much happens yet, but the beauty of the language of sort of depicting the world that we are going to be in, the relationships, the culture, the food, the expectations, all of that is so poetically beautiful. Like, I don't even really need a ton to happen because the language is just carrying me along. But what I know so far is that the young daughter was thrown out of the house for sort of the way she wanted to lead her life. There's a really good sort of chapter about the utilization of the word no, and how it was sort of a joke when she was a child, encouraged, they all laughed at it. But as she got older and started saying no to some of the expectations, people started to be a little bit more affronted by this sort of thing that she was at one time praised for, if that makes sense. But her mother is in bed, not wanting to leave bed, so she comes home to try to sort of inspire her to get out of bed. And that's where I'm at. Really what I am blown away by, one, this cover. This cover is just gorgeous. But at this point, it's really the language. The beauty of the words, and the translation is just fantastic. And I'm sure that the original is just as beautiful, and the reason why it's such a hit, because it's just amazing book. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm really enjoying it. That's Tomb of Sand by Geetanjali. I said it right the first time. Geetanjali Shree, translated by Daisy Rockwell. It's out from HarperVia here in the United States. Again, that cover. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. I know a lot of people got the UK copy. I ordered that book 3 times. And 3 times it never made it to my house and I had to get refunded. So you know what? I'm totally okay with having waited for the US copy. So these are the 3 books that I am currently reading right now. Have you read any of them? What are your thoughts? Do you think I'm going to like them by the time I get to the end? Did any of them make it on your TBR? I cannot wait to hear all about it. As always, if you are a return subscriber to my channel, I could not do this without you. Or if you're new to my channel, thank you very much. Please hit subscribe. I would love for you to stick around and see what I do next. As always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everyone.